Welcome back to another episode of What's Really Good podcast. We about to get it popping tonight. We got Caleb, we got Rob, we got what's your name, fam?
Y'all get it, man.
There you go. Everybody at Mike Flex, Ghost Bank.
What's up?
We about to get it popping. So what y'all think about the topic of opioids being able to be used for athletes, especially football players, over cannabis? Like, that's bullshit to me. I just want to know what can we do to get that shit, to where cannabis can be legal for athletes.
Let me ask this question. Why would an athlete be using opioids to begin with? What kind of ailments does those drugs help him with? Is it, he can't sleep at night? What's going on?
Well, pain,
knee, back, and shit like that?
Yeah, yep, not being able to sleep. Sometimes they take them right before a game or something, so it won't be something like, but they can play through the injury or everything. So,
and the opioid, that's a pill, right?
Yeah. So you say when they're on the opioid, they can play through the pain.
Yeah.
Yep. They can play
like
through the
Norcos,
pain.
muscle relaxers.
Right.
What's that stuff that
Isn't
shit
that
that they give
everything
you a
that weed
shot?
do though? Don't weed motherfucking fix muscles and motherfucking take care of pain and make niggas feel good, go to sleep at night? So shit, what's the difference?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't gotta smell to it.
You ain't gotta take motherfucking a Norco, a Percocet, and a Xanax, nigga. You can just smoke a blunt, nigga. Fuck it. What's the difference?
Let me ask you a question then. Has any of you guys had a muscle problem and used the cannabis, the CBD oil, and can verify it worked on the skin versus you having to take it in the body?
I can verify that every problem I've ever had, mentally, physically, weed's always helped me out with it.
Rub it on me, drink it.
You can rub
however,
it, smoke it around me, however you want to do it. It's make you feel better every time.
Get it on me.
Every time. It's like a preventative. It's a preventative.
But you know what? I do see it becoming legal at some point. Not legal, but I do see the NFL allowing players to do it. I feel like with the years to come, it's going to let up. Because hasn't it already been a league that's let up from it already?
It has, but it hasn't. Like, the MLB already lifted it. They're not testing for it no more. Or the NHL.
Right.
So,
hey, who's predominantly in those sports?
You can't get high.
You said it, bro.
Straight. I ain't got no filter, nigga. It's GOAT, nigga. All the white boys can get high, but all the niggas get taxed and fined for getting high. That don't make no sense.
But you can take them opioids, though.
It do make sense. It do make sense. Exactly what you said, homie. It's the same thing. Cats go to jail for crack. Other cats don't go to jail for cocaine. You know the game. It makes sense exactly what you said. If you broke it down.
Or it can be they let the white boys take it to enhance their play because they can't keep up with the athleticism of a black person.
But don't we slow you down from the white point of view? So why would they try to slow themselves down?
That's a great point.
That's a good point. Wow. Because white people are not.
What we're talking about was opioid and cannabis, and we're not talking about weed smoking because obviously the cannabis thing is, the other
topical.
This shit. Yeah. To make it. Is that a medical thing that we're talking about?
Wait, but if you rub weed oil on a joint, you don't get that in your system. You only get it when you ingest it. So you can rub it all day on yourself and it won't do shit. As far as
that's why I was asking. If you rub it on yourself, do you feel the effects?
Well, there's certain creams and shit for that, like cannabis creams, CBD oil, shit like that, where you can rub it on you. You're not gonna get high, but the CBD and the THC, molecularly they look like the same shit molecularly, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? Like the CBD non-high version, the THC is a high version. So if you rub CBD on you, you definitely gonna get pain relief and other shit like that.
I feel it, man. Shit is wild, man.
You know what I'm saying?
But we can all agree that opioid business is no joke, man.
Yeah, it seems a little more addictive with some opioids.
Don't you have to go about the side effects? Like, ain't the side effects for weed like, okay, you might have bad lungs, you might be out of breath. But for opioids, man, you get messed up liver, motherfucking, you be addicted within a motherfucker to it, nigga, you be feeling like a crackhead, scratching and itching and shit. Like, I don't know how the fuck that's legal.
That is the side effect. It is the side effects. It is an addictive drug, and that's the problem with that shit. You know,
But how is
like
it legal compared to something that don't do that to you? Like, name one nigga that got the itches from smoking a blunt or ingesting the edible.
You know what? You know where we at, right? This is gangster land.
Man.
First of all,
It's always been. It's
Yeah.
always been.
if they were to recognize weed on that level, they would have to recognize that all the niggas they incarcerated for weed was unjust.
Right.
Nah, but y'all got to think
And
about
that's
it like
why
this,
they will
too.
never accept weed the
Wait,
way that we
hold on.
want them to, because they're not going to
Almost.
accept that they're wrong.
But
Almost,
all
because
those niggas that got caught back in the day for smoking weed when weed was illegal, that's their motherfucking fault. You can't let them niggas go because they broke the law when the law was the law. Now us niggas that got the law
kind of bad. That
I don't know.
That sucks right there with that
If the
statement.
law,
You know, a lot of cats got felonies behind, you know, a quarter pound of weed.
Right.
So you telling me
$300 worth of weed? Not the shit.
Hey, bro, what he's saying is at that time it was
Okay, wait,
illegal.
hold on.
I'm saying, but why you still got it on your jacket?
Wait,
Why you
hold
still
on.
got to walk around with a felony?
So you telling me that if the government says you got the license to kill and somebody got coronavirus and they cough on you and you kill them, so you telling me everybody in jail for murder, nigga, that killed somebody over a reason, nigga should get out?
That's different.
If it was coronavirus,
That's
It's
different.
still a law.
Coronavirus related.
You talking about murderers versus somebody getting high? Like, come on, man.
But Nick, they put you in jail because they say you get killed.
Murderers. So
Murder.
murdering somebody is the same as getting high? No.
Nah.
So why?
No,
Okay,
no.
so then why when you sell heroin they give you attempted murder sentence then? If it's not
Heroin
can kill
actually
your
kills
ass.
people.
Can kill your ass.
So
Weed don't kill nobody.
Don't kill.
Weed has never been killed to
So
kill
the
nobody.
The
opioids
only
kill
remember
your ass too.
we're the only
Opioids kill your
community that
ass too.
suffered behind the drug laws. Remember the weed thing. Remember, keep in mind, it's not a bad thing. It's just how they structured it that we're affected by it. So now now it's okay for them to do. We're saying, what about all the brothers that got busted for having an ounce on them and shit like that? You gotta clear their records. Clear their records.
Basically, you saying
What you saying? They should expunge them. Get them out of there.
so
Why
you
not?
saying
So they
you
can start
saying
from
that
fresh.
opioids is the government can serve opioids that you can overdose on, and that's legal. But then marijuana, you can smoke a pound.
It's the same thing with cigarettes. It's the same thing with alcohol, homie. Remember, there was prohibition for all that shit until they figured out how they can make money. Until they figured out how they can make money on it, that's what made it legal.
You can.
That's why we got weed shops now. They
Okay,
figured
well,
out
we've been growing
I can make
tobacco
money. Now it's legal.
since forever though.
Same thing.
Right.
Tobacco was never illegal. They was always
Never.
smoking their tobacco.
Yeah.
Something that actually kills you. But that's neither here nor there. This how this country is. On another note, hip hop.
So we
Favorite
don't know
MC.
cannabis or opioids. We don't give a fuck. Well,
Favorite MCs, old school and new. We was talking about the top 5 MCs earlier. I think 5 is too short. I think we got to do like 7 because it's too many. Like
Nah, you
old
gotta
school
make
and new
those,
school.
You gotta make those decisions, man. Top 5.
You gotta figure it out.
You gotta cut the list.
Somebody
Well,
gotta
let's
get
go
clipped out.
old school first. Let's go old school first. And come
You already
to-
know.
okay, wait.
Okay,
What
2020
what
though.
year? What
What
year?
is old school? 1999.
Curtis
and
Blow?
lower?
You
Are
talking
you
about
putting like
Curtis Blow?
Rock Nixon, man?
1999
The hippie, that nigga?
1999 and lower.
And
So
lower.
what? 1990?
So we put in like Rock
Because
Kim.
I'm not naming Curtis Blow. I'm not naming.
What about
people
Sugar,
like
the
that.
Sugar Hill Gang?
I can
Come on,
promise
man.
you I'm not
Houdini.
naming the Sugar Hill Gang.
Houdini.
Nah,
Come on,
Cool
man.
G
Vanilla
Rap.
Ice.
I'm not naming
Bambaataa.
none of that. It's
Hey,
hip hop
that
to me
motherfucker, you
started
can't
like
talk about
Dogg
him.
Pound and
He got a bad
That's
rap.
hip hop to me. That's
The
when it
age
started.
ranges-
Wu-Tang.
Bambaataa
the
is
age
touching
ranges
the
are
kids.
too
You can't
wide.
fuck with
Nah.
Bambaataa.
I think that
know
the
that,
age
right?
ranges
Party
might be
people.
wide enough to- I don't know. For me, if you going 99 and lower, I would have to go
Coolio.
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J, exactly. And
No,
Queen
but-
Latifah.
I gotta go with LL. He
Wait,
said,
but
"I crush you like a jelly bean.
context, though.
I'm bad." That
Are we going with
nigga was on.
just popular
You
at the
can't hate
time?
on LL.
You can't.
Young
You
LL was
can't.
on.
His story is good. He got a good story.
So far, so are we saying we got Pac, Biggie, and LL?
That's what I'm down with.
Who else?
I like Big Pun
Snoop.
back in the day.
If you talk about the
Big Pun,
90s,
Big Pun could have been a something.
if you talk about the 90s, niggas don't like Nas, but you gotta put him in there for Illmatic.
Yeah,
You got-
nah.
Yeah.
Nah,
Got to.
You got to put
got to.
Big Pun
In
in
the
there. You gotta
7
put
though,
Big
in
Pun.
our 7, bro.
Can you hear me?
In our 7, like you're giving
From the
like,
90s and below, we gotta put Nas in there.
Nas
okay. 90s and below.
is on that Mount Rushmore.
So why y'all ain't saying Snoop though? Like nigga, y'all
Snoop-
like
Snoop gotta be-
Snoop
yep.
relevant.
Snoop's up there.
Snoop for sure.
Dr.
Snoop for
Dre,
sure.
like come on now. Like
Nah,
these
but Dr.
niggas
Dre
like,
did
Nah,
2
Dr.
hours.
Dre ain't a rapper.
He did 2
But you
hours.
gonna produce it?
No.
Dr. Dre more
Yeah.
producer
It's like
than
putting,
Ice
it's
Cube?
like putting
Ice Cube?
P. Diddy in there. You can't put P. Diddy in there.
Yeah, you
Hell
can't.
no.
Nah, you
He's
can't.
a businessman, man.
Or
He writes
Jermaine
checks.
Dupri.
He writes checks. He don't write rhymes. He writes checks.
He writes checks. Yeah, he said
Ain't a
niggas
rapper.
up.
Hey, but he
Like,
was
Jay-
on that.
are you gonna say
Nas
Jay? Are you
You
gonna
can
say
hate me
Jermaine
now.
Dupri? You gonna say JD is a good
Pharrell.
rapper?
No.
Are you gonna tell me
Nah,
that?
but I
No.
would say Cameron.
He put out
though.
Gang of
I
Records.
would say
Cameron.
back in the
Hey,
90s.
you got
No,
you
No.
got
not
P. on there.
Not
He
the
came out
90s.
with Bow Wow.
No.
Cameron
Not the
is not,
90s.
but
Wait,
90s
wait,
is
wait.
not.
Cameron is
Jules
garbage.
Santana. Jules
Cameron is
Santana.
Whoa, he is
No,
not
no,
garbage
no,
though.
You gotta say
Cameron's not
Jules
garbage.
No,
Purple
Jules
Haze was the
Santana.
hardest album, my nigga.
Garbage.
Jules
God.
Santana.
The hardest
Purple
album.
Haze is a
PD
classic.
PD
That
Crack.
nigga's a
Go get the
crackhead.
wet wipes.
You don't know about PD Crack?
He
Come on,
garbage,
man.
man.
Hey, Petey Crack was hard.
Cameron
Petey Crack was
garbage.
hard.
That was a whole.
That's not the
young,
90s though.
young Gunners.
You know,
And
Wow.
Miguel.
Nah, that wasn't
That's
the 90s. That was the
2000s.
2000s.
real.
Yeah,
The
that was
90s.
2000s for
Who
sure.
else? Who else was doing it in the 90s?
Are we?
Um,
Jay wasn't. Yeah.
Jay was.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so no.
They had
The
one.
90s was hip
No,
hop.
no,
I
the
mean,
question is-
R&B, nigga. The 90s
The question
was
was,
R&B.
yeah, the question is, in the 90s, what was the style? That way, make it easier. What was the era? Was it conscious rap? Was it gangster rap? What
It
was
was
the
R&B.
era?
It was R&B.
No,
It had-
that's like the
it had
2000s
three-
because that's when the
Can you hear me?
2000 is when you had
Ronnie,
more
can you hear me?
Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
50
Would
Cent,
I be without
G
you?
Unit.
You know. Yeah.
2000 was the greatest era
50
of
Cent
rap,
and all that
baby.
shit.
Yeah, but we talking.
Because it was like that. It was
Wait.
coming out of one and going
Ronnie,
into
I need to
another.
understand the
Yeah.
context of the question.
Yeah.
So it starts from what year?
99
But we
and
were
below.
saying 99 and going
Top
backwards.
5.
Okay. Well, how about we do this? How about we personalize it and we go our top 5 from the time we started listening to hip hop, since we're
Okay.
all different ages.
So what is your 5 then?
So for me, I'm a huge Big L fan. I would have to, as far as, I break it down intricately. I like Black Thought from the Root. He's in my top 5 for breast control alone. I'm gonna throw Jay-Z in there, of course. I'm gonna throw Pac in there. I'm gonna throw Nas in there because Illmatic is, for me personally, that's one of the illest hip hop albums of all time. It transcends.
Now, is that in order?
For sure.
Is that in order or just the 5?
No, it's just.
Okay.
But that 5 is a short list, man. I've been listening to hip hop for a long time, so that's even.
They
that's
said
even,
7.
Even 7
No,
was
5. Let's keep it at 5.
Yeah.
I don't
Keep
even
it
know.
at 5.
I don't know. That 5, it can switch around. It's so subjective, though. I think that list is too short. But I guess
Yeah, that's what I said. The 5 is
It's
really.
too short though, because you can insert another 5 that's interchangeable. That
Yeah,
can be
that's
arguable.
facts.
And like,
Oh, no, my top
You can
5
always
all
switch
time.
Biggie and Pac.
Let me-
You know what I'm
let me
saying?
finish
They
this
always
last
take
But wait,
let me finish this last point. So when you talk about Cameron, are we starting at Confessions of Sin or Cameron Children of the Corn? It's all relative. It just depends. It's all
The
good.
whole catalog.
Cameron is
I
garbage.
think it
Come
depends
home
on
with
Garbage,
Home with Me
bro.
is a classic
Lyricist,
album.
Garbage.
Or you going set?
It depends when you started listening to him.
Cameron is trash.
Bro, Cameron's
He is
trash.
He's trash. Joe Budden is better than Cameron.
Jules Santana.
He arguably has 2 classic albums.
It's
Come
terrible.
Home With Me and
Come Home With Me
is
is classic.
classic.
We just gonna start calling everything classics nowadays, huh?
Diplomatic Community.
Everything's a classic now.
Diplomatic Community is a classic.
But that was a joint effort. That was a joint effort, though. That wasn't a solo venture.
Put it like this:
He's the
if you
headliner.
were starting a record label, would you start your record label with Cameron?
Of
Hell
course.
no.
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
Yeah, I will. He got a fan base. He got a fan base. But it might not be me. He got a fan base.
Don't do no Cameron is a writer too. He wrote Crush on Me. He wrote
Hey, is that the 3LW song?
No,
That's that 3LW song?
No. Crush on
He
Me.
wrote a 3LW song too.
Once I heard "Get 'Em Girls," I was done. I was done.
Get them girls.
That song was hard. I keep it buzzing.
That was hard.
I
keep the computer
confused. Pokey and shit like that. I was like,
The one he did with Kanye was
Get shot at. Homie, I do the shooting. I do the
question. Ronnie, unless
man, Cameron got on, bro.
Unless you can
Stop it.
Unless you can name Cameron's second album, you don't have a valid argument because you don't know enough about him.
50 is better than Cameron. 50 is better than
nurtured their
Cameron.
brain.
50 is better than Cameron.
Yeah,
50 one of the greatest rappers to ever do the rap scene.
For sure.
Right, you threw out. It's like you said someone whack. Of course, yeah, it's 50 Cent, bro. Do you know what 50 did for the game? Like,
50 changed the game.
So
what's my favorite?
DMX.
DMX.
Hey, DMX.
God
DMX.
damn it. I've been
Top
waiting.
5, bro. He a classic.
He got 3 classic albums for sure.
What they really want from a.
He has
Nigga, come
2.
on.
Flex, your 5. Let's hear
My
Flex
5?
five.
Oh no, that was I was
Oh,
gonna lead
yeah.
off with DMX. I like Jules Santana. I just like his swag.
I love Jules.
Young Buck. Even though I do out of the
Young Buck was crying on the phone
dude,
on
like,
voicemail.
yeah, I don't want to hear that
He
shit.
had to transvestite.
We talking about music.
I'm gonna end up with my man PD Crack.
Hey,
He didn't
look,
blow
he
up,
had a good
but
run.
he got mad bars and skills. It is what.
And what about my boy Lupe Fiasco though?
Hey,
Oh,
man,
Lupe dope.
Yeah, he's good.
Lupe
Who
dope.
the
Who your
My
five?
daughter
Who
was
your five?
listening to him last night. She's 17,
Food
and
and
I was
liquor.
like, yeah, at least that was cool to hear that. He's keeping up on that shit. So
So
yeah,
what's your
Lupe's
5?
good.
Lupe make your 5?
Hell to the no.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
my 5.
It was DMX. It was DMX, Jules, Young Buck, PD
Can we do
Crack,
top 10?
and then I'm saying it's either Biggie or Pac.
And we should write it down though.
For me, it gotta be Jay-Z,
Until I lose.
Lil Wayne, French Montana,
Trash.
know this
French
nigga
Montana,
Trash.
Montana,
Yeah.
Trash
Joe
Montana.
Budden,
That's a good one though. Joe got bars.
Joe?
Joe
He got bars.
Budden,
He
the
got
whole
bars.
Got
New
bars.
Music series, and Kid Cudi.
I'll punch you in your damn face.
Hey, these are some crazy ass top 10.
It's up.
Hey,
Yeah.
how many
That's
shots
everywhere.
you niggas take before you get on here, man? What the fuck
Hey,
is this
my
shit?
top
Man,
5
bro.
ain't
Who
nothing
you
like that.
listen to the
My
most
shit
on
ain't nothing
Spotify?
like that.
These are
Man,
my
what's
top
yours?
5 artists.
Shit, my top 5, nigga, it ain't in order, nigga. These just the top 5 niggas that I think just did the best out of making rap, and doing what the fuck they did. But mine gonna go Jay, Wayne, 50, motherfucking 2 Chainz, and motherfucking
2 Chainz.
and my nigga Ross.
Oh, okay.
And my nigga
Oh, that's a
Ross.
good one. That's a good one.
Alright.
I fuck with Ross.
All right.
I fuck with
2
Ross.
Chainz is in the top 5.
And my
Hey,
top
let me.
5,
Hey,
only
my
because
top
of those
5.
2 albums, my nigga. That's my favorite album of all time.
My top 5
that
would
True
be
Religion?
in no order.
You know it.
Will be Ho, Snoop, Wayne, E40 on you niggas,
Hey,
Okay.
and then probably K Dot, because that's just the way he held shit down right now is just crazy with everything.
But you hit us with that
Yeah.
40. You hit us with
But
that
I
40.
gotta throw 40 Water on that
yeah.
motherfucker. Balancing option. Stop playing like you
Sprinkle it now.
it.
Sprinkle. Come on, I sprinkle
Stop,
it now.
my nigga. Hey, yeah, 40 water. And let me tell you why though.
I gotta go.
40 water's been out since the 80s, my nigga. And even Master P said, even Master P said his uncle St. Charles put him on the game, my nigga. Master P got put on by E40's uncle. So the game that even the South got is from niggas from the Bay. And that's a nigga like E40. Like, he just had the game, bro. Like, he just always stayed relevant, bro. Like, he's always been in the game. He's always like Snoop, bro. He's always been.
Let me ask you guys this.
He's
been
been
talking
like
about.
I want to
If we're
make
talking
sure
about the Bay Area cats
Right.
and how they move, how come those brothers up there move different than we do move down here?
Hey, bro, you ever been to the Bay though? You ever been to the Bay?
One time.
The Bay is crazy.
I love
Do they
It's a
move
whole
differently
different
though?
vibe.
But go ahead. What was you gonna say? What was you gonna say?
Yeah. No. I just want to take an excerpt of what you said. You said that the Bay pretty much taught the South how to move, or I'm paraphrasing.
No. What I mean is,
Music,
I
selling
feel
music
like in the
independently out
music
truck.
game,
Yeah.
they taught the South how to get the independent route.
Well,
Like
they
Master
music
P
out the
got out
trunk
there and
back
he
then,
was making money. They was always making money in the South. But when he went to the Bay, he said it like, the Bay just taught me how to get this independent money. Then he took his 25,000, shot it to the lawyer, got the game like that. But he said when he got to the Bay and Richmond, E40's uncle St. Charles put him on, and that's who put 40 Water on. And look at 40 Water, bro. Niggas like young, like 19, 20, still fuck with E40, and he gotta be at least 20 years older
Who
than
else
me.
is
Like,
out there?
you have to
Mac
apply
Dre,
that,
right? You
know
got
what I'm
Mac
saying?
Dre. You got these independent artists from out. Mac Dre. These guys were making millions of dollars independently.
Mm-hmm.
Back day,
Mm-hmm.
out the trunk
The
of
movies
their
is,
car.
hey,
I
the
got-
movies, and it's
Yeah,
not that
so it's
big. But go
different.
ahead,
It's
Ronnie. What's
different.
yours?
I got Pac, Nas, Cole, Kendrick, and a white boy.
Oh,
Whoa.
no, you
What
didn't.
white boy?
Shady.
Eminem,
Oh, the
nigga.
white boy. Okay, the white boy.
Shady, nigga.
No, you didn't have to say the name. You just said the white boy. That's all you had to say.
Right, that's the only white boy that matter in hip
That
hop.
matters. That
You
matters.
know
That
what?
matters.
Eminem does. He has.
All right, so I got.
albums.
I'm going off of. I'm
Easy,
gonna go off of my
easy
Spotify.
two classic albums. That's easy
I'm
money.
gonna go off my
Easy.
Spotify.
Easy.
Okay.
I'm
Let's go.
going to go.
Spotify.
I listen to Lupe Fiasco a lot. I listen to J. Cole a lot.
Cole. Coldest.
Oh yeah, I like.
I would put in this category. I would put Lauryn Hill in there.
Ooh.
Oh, he threw a female in there.
Hey, that's my
curveball.
favorite. She my
That's a
favorite artist.
curveball.
If you gonna throw Drake,
She's your favorite artist of
7,
all time?
No, you can't.
Lauryn Hill is the original version of Drake. She was able to sing and rap at the same time,
I like what she got going on
She
down
had
there.
bars. She had bars.
and she had bars.
And she can sing both.
Well, in the Fugees, I mean, yeah, she raps saying, but that Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, that's not a hip hop album. I mean, we're
It's a
doing that
hip-hop,
genre,
yes,
but
it
that's
is.
not.
It's a hip hop
I mean,
slash.
If you're gonna say all these other wild niggas
But
doing
you can
shit
say
now,
that for Drake album. You can say that for every single Drake album.
Every single Drake
Half of
album.
that is
Lil
R&B.
Nas X,
You can't
come
say
on,
that
man.
that's
really
Lil Nas
good
X
shit.
and all these little
It's funny
Tyler the
how,
Creator
Yeah,
shit.
man.
Come on, man.
man,
Get out of here.
But,
miscommunication leads to complications.
Hey,
but the thing
that
That's
boy
how she
said
opened the song.
Lauryn
That's how
Hill.
she opened the song.
Oh, shit.
So nobody put
but
Nip
let
on
me
their
ask a
list
question.
though.
Let me ask a question.
Nip.
On the,
Nobody put Nip on their list. You notice that?
He wasn't done. That's why.
Nip wasn't done. Nip
He
would have
wasn't
been. He would have
done.
been.
He
Would have
wasn't
been.
done, bro.
He would have
That's-
prepped up.
That's
was
why
starting.
I
He
didn't.
was
That's
starting.
why I didn't put Biggie and Pac on my. Those boys wasn't done. They wasn't done with their career. They still had more.
Pac already
to
did
show
enough
to me.
before he died, though.
And
Pac
that's
did enough.
true. Biggie only
He's
gave
only
us what?
24 years
Biggie
old. What are you
How
talking
many Biggie give us? 2?
Biggie only gave us 2 albums. Pac had like 10
Yeah.
albums.
But career-wise, Pac was advanced.
Pac is still making
Yeah.
music.
It's different. It's a different cat, you know?
Yeah.
It's a different fish.
I love
Yeah.
my boy J. Cole though. J. Cole.
Oh, Jake.
Oh yeah,
He
he
underrated.
top 3. He top 3 right now.
A lot
Underrated.
of people say that J. Cole bores them. He don't
Man,
bore
they
me,
crazy
man.
as
Brother,
hell.
man,
Stop
super
it.
Intellectual.
It's going over their head. That's what's happening. It's going.
That nigga got college degrees. That nigga.
They want that low bar music. That he got.
But sometimes, I mean, I look at music as being a mood. Do I always want to listen to J. Cole? Nah, sure not. I mean, everything got its lane.
No, but you don't have to be a diehard fan. Like I like every damn song.
Hey,
You can have a playlist.
what about the worst rapper? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's a good.
The
Silk
worst
the Shocker.
rapper?
Silk the Shocker.
What about Lil Flip? You know what I'm saying?
Hate that nigga.
Oh.
He's so terrible.
Cameron.
Hurricane Chris.
Hurricane.
John Rule.
Ronnie, can I say
John is better than Cameron.
Ja Rule's not a bad rapper.
He's not a bad rapper.
Play my nigga Ja Rule. He's not a bad rapper.
Stab you. He'll stab your ass.
who's your favorite rapper, Ronnie?
No, Nick
My
Cannon.
favorite rapper.
Don't forget Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon going on that list for sure.
Hey,
My
Nick
favorite
Cannon
rapper
is the
right
greatest
now is
rapper in
J.
the
Cole.
world. He's the greatest battle rapper ever.
Ooh.
Nick Cannon got on Eminem though.
Man, Nick Cannon sounds stupid as fuck.
He got on that nigga.
Man, he
Eminem
sounds
though.
The only
It
one that
don't
got
matter.
close to
It don't
Eminem
matter.
was MGK.
That nigga
And he
is
killed
cold.
Eminem.
MGK did his
killed him.
shit.
He
No,
killed
he
him.
MGK
didn't.
did his shit.
Stop.
Kill Shot
Ah.
was so much more advanced.
Those are like
No, it
pebbles
was not.
thrown at a giant.
Man,
You know,
MGK got-
pebbles thrown at a giant.
He
It
was the
didn't
closest.
it didn't even tap.
Eminem ain't got it no more, bro.
He don't, bro.
What are you talking about?
He don't.
MGK
Yeah,
came.
no
Eminem got
He
it
don't
no
have
more,
to.
bro.
He would shut shit down.
He just
He
rap
just
fast
show up.
now.
Kill Shot went over niggas' heads.
When
Niggas
he
didn't
get that
even
rap
realize
God
what he was
shit,
saying on
I
that.
said, okay, this nigga's done. I
He
did
just
not
rap
like that
fast
rap
now.
God shit.
I'm gonna just rap fast, but a lot of words. I mean, it's cool, but I don't care about that no more.
So we're over the.
He needs to
we're
give us
over the
bars, bro.
phenomenon. We're over the phenomenon. We're over it. Then you said it was
Yeah.
a
No,
phenomenon.
no, because the niggas still
Yeah.
sell more records than everybody. So
He is
He's
a
white.
phenomenon.
He's white, bro. Of course he is.
that's
He's
true.
white.
I can't discount that.
Of course he's
A
he'll always sell
businessman.
records.
What, you
How
not
is it
gonna
going to
work
be
for
bad,
him?
nigga, with a song with you and Rihanna? Of course he's going to sell
You
records.
see,
Fucking you and Rihanna.
pause.
But as
pause.
in making music, he don't make that
Pause.
hot shit like he did his first two albums. Nah.
Yeah, but do you see the question he just said right now? And this goes back and forth, like who's hot and who's not. This brother we're talking about, we all agree he's not hot, but yet numbers don't lie. So if numbers don't lie, what? He's your hottest rapper then?
No, he's not. Hope your hottest
Blueface-
rapper.
If
Blueface is
numbers
the hottest
don't
rapper
lie,
Trash.
Numbers don't lie. Go check Jay-Z's
he's
numbers,
going to be
bro.
the hottest rapper throughout time. If numbers, but
Blueface
saying-
is hotter
I'm-
than
my- the-
Jay-Z. If you
what
check in
I'm
the
trying to
numbers
say
right
is-
now,
Nah,
the
bro.
point,
Stop.
Bleedum
brother,
is hotter
brother,
than Jay-Z
point
right
is-
now.
Okay.
The
Well, what
point
about
is,
Blueface?
numbers
second
don't
album?
matter,
Our third,
right?
our fourth, our fifth, our sixth. Because all Jay-Z's albums went platinum.
All
That's
of them.
all of them.
All of
It's
them.
RS7,
Hey,
RS
And a
Collaboration.
lot of them went double and triple platinum.
Hey, check the
Hey,
one with
but-
Linkin Park, E2. That went platinum. Check the one with R. Kelly, platinum. They're all platinum, bro. Stop.
Hey,
Numbers do
but-
those are
even though
crossover
we said
albums.
Cameron,
Those are
even though we
crossover
said
albums.
Cameron's whack, Cameron did expose Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Who
He
hasn't?
exposed him to
Everybody
what?
exposed Jay-Z.
Hey,
Damon
hey,
Dash
Jay-
You know,
exposed
a lot of
Jay-Z.
his raps from Biggie.
Of
Hey,
course.
man, who hasn't?
But
Everybody
Jay-Z-
takes a
Nas
bar.
said that
But
too.
Jay-Z bars though. He
Jay-Z
said, I'm
took
not
bar-
I'm not a biter,
who
I'm
else
a
took
writer for
bars?
myself and others. I say a big verse, I'm only bigging up my brother.
That's it.
It's
He
a
gave
bar.
you addressed it.
Dressed it in
What
a
else
bar.
you want this man? You
I
want to
say
Yeah,
a
Metro
big
Hov.
verse, I'm only
Hov
bigging
is-
up my brother. I'm
Hov
bigging
is
up
out
my
the
barrel.
question now. You gotta
I'm
leave
big
it. He
enough
is-
to do it. Plus,
Niggas
I know
can't talk
my
about
own
Hov.
flow is foolish.
Yeah, nah,
Niggas
Hov
can't
is
talk
Quit
about
playing
Hov.
with
Yeah,
Hov.
he's
bro.
Nah,
Quit
you gotta
playing
leave
with
it.
Hov.
with
Oh.
it, bro.
Yeah.
Hov-
Those are
Hov
fighting
is-
words. Hov is like damn near cantonized right now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He's on.
Yeah,
He's on another level.
Hey, why y'all
Hey,
forget
he's the
about
greatest
Andre
rapper ever.
3000 though?
Oh,
Y'all
we
talking
ain't
about-
forgot.
Oh.
Andre
Yeah.
3000.
No,
Andre Nice.
you know why? You know why
Nice.
Sax? You know why Sax can never be in my top is because Sax never gave us a solo album, and I'm
He
not talking
did.
about The Love Below. That's not
The
a solo
Love
album.
Below.
No, that was a joint. That was a joint. What I'm talking about, a legit solo album, and that's been a general consensus from most people in hip hop. I'm just sitting back listening to y'all digesting a lot of games. I
Hey,
love
who
you
the
after
hell
Sax.
playing music? Turn
Hey.
that shit off.
Hey, what y'all know about?
Alright.
What y'all
Hold
know
on.
about Dogtown Corrupt?
Oh, and Razzcast.
What you know about dog
What the
food?
fuck you talking about?
Dog food corrupt.
Razzcast and Corrupt. Those are my other two. I took Pac off and Biggie off. I'm putting Razzcast and Corrupt.
Damn, Razzcast.
Dog food corrupt was something
Yeah,
different.
about that.
He not top. Razzcast got bars.
For me,
For me personally, Assassination. I mean, it's a classic, but the one he had prior to that.
Soul on Ice, not Soul on Ice.
Is, I mean, that album was riveting. That was something just. The West Coast wasn't ready for that though.
That's what I'm saying. He's not.
Let me say, if Razzcast had pioneered his career on the East Coast, for sure he would have been up there with the heavy hitters and probably had a more lucrative career, for sure.
Yeah, he was on the wrong coast.
I'm a Raz fan though too.
Yeah,
fan,
but I'm a Cavs fan for real.
Me too.
Julio over everybody.
I mean, but you know what?
Hey,
I mean, that nigga Farouk
Gotta put
he made it though. He did it though.
Hey, on that note, we got to go to the next one, man. I can't do this. Nipsey Hussle been gone for a whole year.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Nip, man. R.I.P. the legend.
Nipsey been gone for a year, man. Like, it's just crazy to even think that we talking about this, because bro he was on his way, you know what I'm saying? He had the Grammy that he was robbed out of, you know, one of the best debut albums, you know, ever in my opinion. Victory Lap is a classic, instant classic. So
that's all his other ones.
But he got a Grammy for Rocks in the Middle, didn't he? I don't know. I believe he did.
I know he do got a Grammy though.
I think have you heard? But then have any of you guys heard if they opened up his shop yet? Has his block been opened up yet?
For all of y'all who may think Victory Lap is a classic, did y'all feel that way prior to his demise?
Yes.
Victory Lap is the most played album by me by far in the last 10 years.
Okay.
By far.
No, not Victory Lap. That wasn't my favorite Nipsey album, though. It wasn't.
Mine wasn't either.
That was the other ones were mixtapes. This is the actual album.
Yeah. That's crazy. I never was
mixtape album
until the Victory album.
I'm not saying this. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying there's a difference, you know, in terms of yes, it is.
It's the same thing, Ronnie. In this day and time, he's rapping over original beats for the most part. Mixtapes, those are semantic. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
might have
I believe so.
Bigger rollout, but material-wise, it's the same thing because most mixtapes that come out, they're album material songs. That's original.
Yeah,
content.
but you're not supposed to sell mixtapes because the music doesn't belong to you.
But I don't think that's
right.
not true.
No.
Remember, back in the day,
that's not why. There's more reasons to not doing that. That's not the reason.
Because we shut you down. That's why we was like original music.
No,
but,
because that's copyright. That's copyright from certain production. But when you come in with your own production and your own lyrics, if you want to call it a mixtape, you can. But it's still album quality. It's not like these mixtapes.
No. Okay, so we get a definition of a mixtape. So a mixtape is strictly borrowed music.
I'm just counting. Well, in my opinion, I'm just counting original music.
Borrowed music.
If he has a collective of original music with original beats, mixtape or not, bro, I count that as the exact same thing.
I think
as
it's not mixtape or not. It's not mixtape or not.
The difference between mixtape and album goes down to
numbers and getting paid. That's it.
Album goes through the company.
Right, it's just getting paid.
He can drop it without the company. So I know he was an independent, but I think he still worked with like Universal or something like that.
For that distribution, you got to get that distribution deal.
I'm not talking about like the business analytics. I'm talking about just like my man was saying. I forget his name, Rob. Like Rob, we share the same sentiments. We're only talking about the quality of music.
That's it.
Not what channels it go down. Like if you listen to Victory Lap, some of those songs sound no different than songs on Crenshaw mixtape or Marathon because those are album-ready songs.
Or even Mailbox Money,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Those
Mailbox
are songs
Money is a
where
classic.
it's not like
let me talk to you
his beats.
Let me tell you this. So let's say you said it's the quality of the music. Great. there's a story about Nipsey Hussle with that one song that he did with Puffy. He said he played for that song. He said, Puffy, listen to this song.
And
Puffy said, that's nice. He said, that's nice. But let me throw some ice on it.
Mm-hmm.
Two different things. It's like me recording it in my home or taking it over to Dre's studio.
Yeah, it's a big difference, bro.
Big fucking difference. But yeah,
what
I'm saying was, which is separate from what you were saying, was I'm saying my producer produced the music, created the music. That's original, therefore that's a record. Versus I went online and I borrowed a track and then I put it on my mixtape and I'm pushing it out. That was just my only issue between the two. Not desperately.
Yeah. But see, I don't think Nipsey was doing that. I don't think it was just, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it was just go on YouTube, find a beat, rap to it. No, I think it was get a producer, pay the producer the money he needs, rap on the beats, pay to get it mixed and mastered.
Take it over there.
I feel like Nipsey treated his mixtapes just like albums. It wasn't just find these beats on YouTube. Exactly. Nowadays, no artists do. I feel like they're only calling it mixtapes to albums because of the analytics. It's about getting paid. It's about getting that check. So if you call it mixtape, so when you got this album, that's where you get that money. So I feel like everybody treats their mixtape like this is an album. I need to get these beats.
Well, just like the $100 album he had, he used that bread to fund Vector 9. You feel me?
Exactly. And that was all original music. You know what I'm saying?
I put it
like
money. This. Like in this day and time, it's very few artists that go in the booth and record and thinking, okay, I'm gonna come out with a banging ass mixtape. Pretty sure they thinking this is album quality. Let me push it and try to manipulate it.
I mean, I agree with that.
Because remember, the idea of a mixtape was free. They only made a mixtape for free. That's why I'm saying. That's why it was the beats was free.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
So you're from a different generation too. Like
so I'm that's why I'm trying to put the two together.
So with that being said, what is you got? What are y'all favorite Nipsey's album? Like, what is y'all favorite one? Being mixtape and album, putting them together. Even Bullets Have No Names. Like, what's your favorite?
Crenshaw tape I like. And
go ahead, man. Go to your album.
Blue Laces. Is it Blue Laces?
That's a song. We're talking about.
It's on the Marathon.
I like
it's on
TMC
Marathon.
The Marathon. It's on the Marathon.
It's on
TMC.
Mailbox Money too. It's so hard, bro.
Mailbox Money is hard.
Mailbox Money is so
no
hard,
pressure.
bro.
The No Pressure tape with Bino.
That's hard too.
That's hard.
That's super hard.
Crenshaw, we gotta run that. Bullets Ain't No Names 3.
I'm telling you, Nipsey dropped. And this is even before we're from the West Coast, so this is even before Nip passed away. Like we was already feeling like this nigga's dropping classics, nigga. Like, bro, niggas is already feeling this nigga, bro.
Bullets Ain't Got No Names 3 that Roll the Windows Up. That was the first song I ever knocked from Nip.
Hey, remember that song Strap, bro? Where he shot that shit in Harlem?
When he shot it in Strap, when he had on the Pendleton.
That's Strap, bro.
Yeah,
bro, that was hard, bro. Hey, Nip had it, bro.
You know what my favorite song by Nip is? It's on Victory Lap. Well, I got a couple. One of them is Strap. I like Loaded Bases a whole lot.
Yeah.
Loaded Bass probably. That's probably my Nip favorite. That's probably my favorite.
Which one is that on?
That's on Victory Lap. That's with him.
Oh, okay.
And, wait.
Think about all the artists that.
Right Hand of God. I like Right Hand of God.
Right Hand of God is hard.
Victory Lap. Oh God. Yeah.
Think about all the artists that fucked with Nip, though. All the artists that he fucked with, all the artists that he did songs with. Everybody fucked with him. He had mad respect in the industry.
Like that love you can't buy, you can't pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
That part. R.I.P. to Nip. R.I.P. to Nip. Who is the best?
Real quick, before I let you guys go off this Nip, I was thinking about him earlier. What other MC right now in this game that we have today that you have that cats who go out there and murder because they dropped? I was thinking about Nip.
Because they what?
Look, Nip said, if I go out, you better ride for me. And they did. We don't want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing, but they did ride for that brother out there in that city. Who else right now in the game do you think they got that type of loyalty? Meaning the love
Mills?
They would ride for him. You think he got that? I think
Oh
so.
yeah, Philly. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If something happened to me, they riding for me,
Okay.
bro.
I think he's up there
Hell
too.
yeah,
And he deserves it too. He deserves
Me,
it.
I
He done-
love
Talk
my
about
girls
Cole.
too, dog.
We talking about
Hmm.
Cole. J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Oh yeah,
Always
they
gonna
love-
ride for him.
Definitely.
But I
Nigga
feel like
shot, no
the
one-
question is, I feel like
They don't even put him in the
every
top five.
every artist that's just going hard, like Drake, they would do that for Drake. Every artist that there's just
Nigga, I was
putting
nobody
on for
shooting
their
for
city.
Drake. Nobody shooting
Yeah.
for Drake.
Drake got
Nobody.
hitters,
Stop,
bro.
Nigga,
Stop.
you go to
That boy
prison.
running to
Drake got
Nobody
hitters,
in
bro.
nobody in prison gonna respect that. Nobody. Come on
Drake
now.
out there with Jay Prince Jr., bro.
Oh,
You
yeah.
better do your
Pause,
homework
pause,
on Drake.
pause.
Exactly.
Drake out there
Pause.
with them hitters, bro.
You know what? He's Canadian.
Drake is all of a sudden a tough guy.
Outside Four
No,
Seasons
I'm
looking
not
like a
saying
damn
Drake's the
football
tough
team.
guy.
Underrate nobody.
We never
Drake is
said
Outside
that.
Four
softer than
Seasons,
Sean.
We're not saying
looking
that.
like a damn
But it
football
don't take a
team.
tough guy to make a phone call, is what we're saying. You don't
Exactly.
have to be the toughest nigga to pick
Yes,
a
you
phone
do.
call up. No,
Yeah,
you
you do.
don't, bro. No,
Mentally,
you don't.
Okay, so
everybody
you
don't.
so Drake
No.
got hitters.
No.
So Drake
Everybody
is
ain't capable
paying
of taking
for
a man's
protection.
life.
He got
He's
hitters,
paying
bro.
for protection.
Don't play with
Call
that,
it what you
man.
want, bro. He got it.
Paying,
Don't
yeah.
play
I
with
don't care
Hey.
what you call it.
Yeah.
Call it what
Sick
you
of these
want. He
niggas.
got it.
But there
Hire
ain't
some
nobody
help.
riding for him like
Get
that.
rid of these niggas.
Get rid of these niggas. He ain't getting rid of shit.
All right, man. Don't
Remember how many
underestimate
people
that.
died behind the Tupac and the Biggie shit? Like 30
What's
motherfuckers.
that? Whoa.
That's what I'm saying. It's they love on that love level.
Drake got the hitters, bro.
No,
You don't
please.
gotta believe it.
He don't.
There's a lot of Drake loyalists out there. Don't ever get that misconstrued.
Yes, and they all wear high heels. They all wear high heels and lipstick. I'm not worried about them.
You did the LL,
Worry
the
about them
cannabis,
niggas.
did the
Worry about them
cannabis,
niggas.
the cannabis list on LL.
Hey, you playing the sixth guy right
Flex.
now.
Oh shit.
My flex. Hey,
Yo.
high heels ain't got nothing to do with a trigger finger. Trust me.
That's what I'm
Believe that.
saying,
Believe that.
bro.
Believe that. That's real.
That's what I'm saying. It
That
don't really
nigga Young
take much
Thug had
now.
a dress,
It's
had a
2020.
dress
I'll
on
be
with
so
an
upset
AK
getting
under it.
shot by a woman for that
Don't
shit.
play with these niggas.
You better keep playing with these young boys. They
Hey, Mike
crazy
Flex,
out
hey,
here.
thank you
Oh,
for
yeah.
that like on the
That
blog.
boy
Thank you.
sick under it, bro. Quit playing with these niggas.
Yeah, I know. I know. Their
Hey,
pants
hey.
are so tight. Their balls.
Hey,
are
Mike
fucking
Flex, can I ask you a
minor.
question? Hey, Mike Flex. Hey,
Yo.
do you think a lot of your views are kind of antiquated? Not in a bad way.
Antiquated. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yep.
feel it, but you know,
Yeah, that's an honest man right there, boy.
And you know what? I felt compelled to ask that question because I knew you were answering honestly, and I respect that.
Oh
I can
yeah.
tell you
Yeah.
got
I'm
an old school
twisted.
vibe with a lot of wisdom.
Look, man.
That's
We
right.
don't got time to lie to each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're gonna
Real
accept it or
shit.
not, and as long as it's respectful. You dig what I'm saying? Like, hey, yeah. Yeah, I'm not right to it. I got problems.
Hey, anybody that claim to be normal, I think they crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, those
What
are
is
crazy
normal?
ones. Those are the ones you gotta watch out
Hey.
for.
Yeah.
Guess who I think is crazy?
Who?
All you niggas that think LeBron is still the best player in NBA.
LeBron
Who
James
is
is
the
the
best?
best.
Who is
Right
the
now?
best
Yeah.
player in the
This
NBA
nigga
right
crazy.
now?
Then
The
who
best
is?
player, the best motherfucking player in the
Giannis
NBA right now is
Antetokounmpo.
Kawhi Leonard. It's Kawhi Leonard.
Giannis
Kawhi
Antetokounmpo
Leonard is
is
the
the
best
most
player in the NBA.
unstoppable.
Kawhi
No,
Leonard
he's
playing
not.
basketball.
He
You
got
out here,
think
right?
Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Kawhi is
Even without a jump shot, Greek Freak is still the best.
No, he's
Yeah.
not.
Kevin Garnett,
Yeah.
Kevin
Freak
Durant
got-
is the greatest player in the NBA right now.
Kevin
LeBron
Durant.
James.
Kevin Durant is not the greatest player in the NBA.
No, he's not.
What?
Let me tell you something. If you're starting a team with every NBA player right now,
LeBron
you have the
James.
first pick
LeBron James.
to start.
Kawhi.
You are picking
LeBron
LeBron
James.
James, bro.
Kawhi.
LeBron
Stop
James.
it.
Kawhi.
And then whoever has the second,
I'm
through whatever,
Leonard.
Hey,
whatever you're
I'm not even
stressed
going
with.
to hate on this nigga LeBron. This
Kawhi
season
Leonard.
is the greatest season I've ever seen any basketball player
Oh,
play on the court.
Oh hell no!
he's
Hey,
balling,
Man,
bro.
get the fuck.
That
let him
nigga's
talk, let him
doing.
talk.
Hey,
Are you
when LeBron get on
antiquated?
the court,
Are you
LeBron is
antiquated?
beast.
Everybody
Are you
in there
inebriated?
looking
Are you inebriated?
Inebriated.
My nigga? Like,
Hey, Ronnie, you an idiot. Are you an idiot?
Ronnie, was LeBron James not supposed to win an NBA championship this year?
Stop.
hell
So who's
no.
gonna win it? You say
No.
Kawhi?
Come on. Yeah,
No.
the Clippers.
The Clippers.
Wait. Everybody stop talking. Can everybody stop talking? Wait. Caleb, you said the Clippers, right?
Yeah.
No.
What's your favorite team?
The Clippers.
He's a little biased.
No,
I'm no antiquated.
Hey, the Clippers are the best team because they got the best players.
I'm going with
Best coaching.
Ronnie,
They got the best
what's your problem with LeBron, man?
office.
We need to talk about this. What's your problem with LeBron, man?
Gotta be
I'm going with
something,
Bucks.
bro.
I don't
Because
gotta
the
call.
first
Hey,
time I
listen,
met
listen.
Ronnie,
I don't gotta
first
call
time
LeBron the best. He's not the best. He's
Let's
top
go.
3.
So who's better? Who's
Who's better?
Kawhi?
Kawhi and Giannis. And then
Nigga,
Stop it.
Luka
Oh,
Doncic.
Giannis is not
Luka
better.
Doncic is
Hey,
better.
Luka is hard though.
Luka ain't
Luka
there
is
yet.
hard.
Nigga,
He
Luka
ain't-
is
he ain't
there
Luka's
yet.
young. Luka's
Yeah.
young.
Mhm.
And
Luka's not better than LeBron right now. Luka's not
That's
better
why I
than LeBron.
said Giannis because
What?
he's young.
He's not
and
better.
he's top
He's not
three.
better than
Giannis
LeBron.
not
He's not better.
Luka is averaging triple-double numbers.
He
Luka
is,
on
but
that shit.
Luka can't win no championship right now. He's
No, he
not
can't.
ready.
He's not in the. He's not in the hunt.
Ain't this the second season?
We
Ain't this
going
the
to the
second
playoffs
season?
though.
Ronnie,
Yeah,
We was
play-
going to them playoffs
Is
though.
this
Yeah,
Luka's
well, of
second
course.
season?
Yeah.
Yeah, we was going to the playoffs though.
I got a question
Luka
for
not
Ronnie,
ready.
y'all. I got a question for Ronnie since Ronnie is a revered LeBron hater.
Man,
I just don't suck his dick.
LeBron don't have that killer.
I just don't suck his dick.
LeBron ain't a killer.
So let me ask you a question. So you're saying Kobe over LeBron, right?
All day.
Never.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But look, I don't want to. I don't even want to have a conversation about Kobe. I don't want to go there with Kobe.
Kobe's
All
the
right.
greatest of all time.
This isn't a question.
Next to Mike.
This isn't a question reference to
Above
Kobe. Though.
Mike.
Let me finish though.
above Mike.
So you're taking Kobe over LeBron, right? Okay,
Yes.
So LeBron been to the finals how many times, right?
Nine.
Hey, but LeBron lost to the Dallas
Now
Mavericks.
finish.
Let's
So
go.
did Kobe.
LeBron
2011.
lost to the
Dirk
Dallas
Nowitzki,
Mavericks.
So did
and we
Kobe.
swept Kobe.
Uh-huh.
And we swept Kobe. Stop it. We swept them
That's
boys.
Hall of Fame Dirk, bro. Quit playing
That's
with
Hall of
Dirk.
Fame
Look,
Dirk,
LeBron,
baby.
LeBron had 8 points in the game in the finals against Dallas. The nigga
And how
was-
much did Dirk have that game?
And he had
Oh,
and
bro.
he had
We
Dwayne
had
Wade
Sean Marion.
and Chris
and
Bosh.
Chris Bosh.
And we
Like,
had
get out of
Sean
here.
Marion
Don't-
locking
don't-
them down.
don't-
Hey,
How much did Dirk have?
Listen.
How much did Dirk have?
Hey, ask him
listen,
how much
listen.
Jason Terry have.
The
Ask him
thing
how
that
much the
kills-
Puerto Rican
that
JJ
kills
Brea
me about
have.
LeBron
Let's go,
Ah.
baby.
Hey,
Tyson
the
Chandler.
Like Jason Terry, nigga. Y'all forgot about JT, nigga.
LeBron fans,
Tyson Chandler.
y'all be so
Right?
inconsistent. Y'all complain
Come
about
on, man.
his finals appearances like the Golden State Warriors when they had
I
one
didn't
more
finish my
All-Star
question.
in 2017. And then, but in 2011, it was Dirk one All-Star against 3. And no one was
I didn't
complaining.
finish my
And Dirk
question.
beat that ass.
That's why he's Hall
Okay,
of
let me ask you this. Do you hold that much weight against Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh too, or just LeBron James?
No, just LeBron James.
No,
How
because
Wow.
Dwayne Wade,
Because he's the best player
Dwayne
out
Wade and Chris Bosh are in the
LeBron
conversation
James
of the greats.
Oh, okay.
How many conference championships does LeBron James have?
When do we
Like
start
10?
celebrating conference championships?
Conference championships.
When do we start celebrating conference
like
championships?
10.
Hey, it's about the numbers, right? It's all
That
numbers.
tells you how
No,
good
it's
he is.
winning championships.
No, it's about champion. It's about what you're doing in
You
the
niggas-
championship.
You niggas celebrating.
Well, I got nominated. That's good enough, right? I got there. I didn't
Right.
get it.
Right.
No, he
Nominated.
made it. He made it.
You're not helping, Mike Flex.
Ronnie.
Talk shop over there, buddy.
Second place is glorified now, huh?
Ronnie.
Silver medal.
Hey,
Ronnie,
Yes, sir.
And I you know what, man? It's not really it's a basketball question, man. I know you don't want to talk about Kobe, but
It's your man's.
I mean, you kind of have to, man, if we're talking about basketball. So
It's your man's.
with the fact that you don't want me to talk about Kobe, that kind of leads me to believe that you're pretty subjective in your opinion.
Ooh.
Emotional.
I'll back up my opinion with facts, with straight facts.
Hey, Ronnie, what I'm going to do is
Straight
mute myself so you can talk to your
Y'all
friend.
killing me. So listen. so you said you back it up with facts, right?
Yep.
Cool, right? So LeBron went to how many championships?
Why are we talking about how many championships?
Come
he went to?
on, come on, roll with
Nine.
me.
Nine.
Running my train of thought.
Nine.
Okay. How many Kobe?
Seven.
Seven. So you're dinging LeBron for going 2 more times than Kobe did.
I'm dinging him for losing 4 more times than Kobe did. That's what I'm doing.
But Kobe lost those 4 times before the championship.
The fuck?
Kobe was in those playoffs those
Kobe
4
is
times.
5-2. Kobe is 5-2.
So what about all those playoff series that he didn't make it to the championship?
Ronnie, I will eat you. Ronnie, we got to do it. I will eat you up in any debate. You know that.
Ronnie, my question to you is: how many times did Kobe make the playoffs? How many times did Kobe make the championship?
7 times in the championship.
More times than LeBron has lost in the championship. So that's stupid. Kobe has lost more times than LeBron did.
Why are we talking about pre-finals?
Great point.
If you going, everybody knows the greatest is Michael Jordan. If you're going to go down to that,
Jordan does not know that. Everybody does not know that. I do not know that. I do not know that. Please enlighten me. I do not know that.
I've never heard of that before.
Enlighten me. This is all new to me.
Y'all picking LeBron over Jordan?
Stop it.
LeBron.
You said it, not me, buddy.
Look, these are the unmentionables. Tupac, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, Muhammad. Unmentionables.
Okay.
No, Mike Tyson is not an unmentionable. Hell no. Mike Tyson highly overrated.
Oh, this is what you do.
Mike Tyson got his ass whooped in every big fight.
This is what you about.
Oh, am I lying?
I'm starting to figure you out, Ronnie.
Hold on. The youngest world champion? Was he not the youngest world champion at 18 years old?
Ronnie, stop.
Grown ass men. He was putting grown ass men
on his Jordan playing.
Bums. Name a notable
Jordan was playing my substitute teacher, Jeff Hornacek.
Ronnie, what you say?
Craig Elo.
Come on, bro.
Dan Marley.
Hey, I'm not even going to disrespect Jeff Hornacek like that.
Dan Marley, come on, bro.
Hersey Hawkins.
Hey, shout out Brian Russell from San Bernardino. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Fuck Brian Russell. Brian Russell or more.
Hey man, come on, man. Come on. I have to pull up for you. That boy's the legend in my streets.
I have to say, after bringing up this topic, I had to rethink about that Drake topic. And given that Drake is in a game with 5,000 more rappers, he's even greater than Tupac.
What the fuck?
Oh wow!
He not only do he got to drop these hits, but he got to drop these hits against 5,000 rappers.
Who is he going against though?
There was only 10 rappers in the game.
Who is he going against though? Those 10 rappers are better than who he's going against.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Why would you say that?
Drake not going against Lil Pump.
What?
Hey, I know that nigga Young Dolph would knock out a lot of niggas from back in the day for damn show.
Drake got to take out the bait.
Hell yeah.
Hey, bro, these niggas is hot.
I don't like that dude.
Hey,
I like his hustle.
I can tell, Mike Flex. I can tell.
I know a lot of opinions are really subjective, man.
It takes a while for them to grow on me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't fall in love with them overnight. They gotta romance me for a little bit.
But see, that's how I know you're not really a fan, because if it's not overnight with Drake, like he's really been out here for 15 years, like maybe 15 years.
Now I am a fan of some of his stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
So I got a mixtape. I got a mixtape of Drake before he blew up, and he got a track on there that was bananas, and I didn't even know who he was. But then, when I seen him and his pretty face, pretty motherfucker, man, with his pretty ass eyebrows and his face and shit. I was like, I'm from like Nino Beat. Remember New Jack City when the old boys say this pretty motherfucker Chris Williams? That's me. That's Drake.
Mike Flex, you was a Prince fan, right? Come on, man.
I have a record of his.
How you not like Purple Rain, bro? Come on.
No. To listen to Prince, you have to be a Prince fan to be like really into his
man. We are not
commercial shit. No. It's hard to listen to. It's hard.
What?
When doves cry.
It's hard. It's hard.
Mike My only point for saying that was you really can't judge a book by its cover because we're all Prince fans.
Yeah, true.
Michael Jackson, even, bro.
Mike
Jackson, bro.
When you talk about softness,
I ain't no Prince fan.
And when you talk about
y'all
softness,
can't mess with Prince. Y'all see what Dave Chappelle said about Prince?
Prince died. He died on Warren Buffett plane.
No, you're right.
No, that nigga got money.
I thought he died in his elevator at the crib.
Nah, he was on the plane, bro. He was on Warren Buffett plane, bro.
Really?
Check that shit out.
We need some sources, Caleb.
Check it out, bro. I just put the information out. Do your research.
I trust you.
Y'all journalists, y'all know how to dig.
You got the baseball topic coming up, right?
And we're going back.
He said do your own research.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, enough, man. I can't do this Prince shit no more, man.
Yeah.
Remember,
he had the pants with his ass hanging out.
Dating outside your race?
Oh man, I touched on this topic one time, bro. When me and Caleb went to the Black. Hold on, let me say this. I touched on this topic one time, bro. Me and Caleb went to the Black College Expo, and we spoke to. And what's the dude's name who played in Smart Guy?
The dad from Smart Guy.
The dad from Smart Guy.
Yeah.
We asked him this question. It was this question, right, Caleb? Am I tripping?
Uh-huh.
And we asked him this question.
We asked, can you date outside your race and still be
black? Yeah, that's what we asked him, bro.
Yeah, I wanna know this because
pause. Let's answer this question because I am married to a Filipino girl. So
listen to me. Oh my gosh, bro. Listen to me. This nigga's answer was so bro. This is how me and Caleb knew. He was like, oh, we low key on something, bro. This dude gave us this answer like, if first off, you gotta break down the word race. Like, you in America, like if who built America? So how are we even supposed to win this race if they building the rules? Something like that, bro. Because I'm a little high, but he has said something. You can find what he said on Caleb's Instagram. But bro, it was like an amazing answer. Like, why does that even matter? Like, of course you can. Like, this is a race that they built for us to lose. Like, you gotta be on your shit regardless of whatever the race is, it was just an amazing answer, dog.
So,
this dude.
Why they refer to race as race is it's basically about what's the word I'm looking for? Assets.
Right.
What nationality can attain the most assets? That is the race. And that's where racism and the whole term race comes from, is different nationalities attaining assets. And this is why black people are at the bottom of the totem pole, is because we don't work together. Asian people get money and spend money with Asians. Latino get money with Latinos. White people get money and spend, but we take our money and we spend it with everybody but us. And that's why we're losing this game called race.
Ooh, this nigga, bro. You have to go watch this interview, bro.
Because he could have said could you be pro-black, stay outside of your ethnicity? He could have restructured that question that way, but he said race, so it's very fucking on point.
When it comes,
man, that's dope.
For me, I mean, we can always like delve deep. We can delve deep into.
Maybe because words are important. Then that's what you're saying. Words are very important.
Right, like semantics. Like, I don't disagree, but when it comes to dating, here's the thing, right? So we got to look at geography. So does geography supersede race, or does race supersede geography? So if I grew up on the south side of Chicago, right? And I'm black as a black male, but then I meet a black chick who grew up in a more affluent neighborhood. Should we be more closely integrated than that white girl who grew up right around the corner from me from Southside Chicago? So I think a lot of times, I'm not gonna say a lot of times, that's too loose. I think a part of the time we focus more on race than just geography. People typically date in a similar.
Geography. You could change geography. You could change geography for community.
Okay,
you could change
community,
geography for community.
But hold on, those are semantics. Geography is where you are. We get that. Community. So is it more race when it comes to relationships? Is it more race based, or is it who you just grew up around?
I get what you're saying.
It's the latter.
I'm
It's
just
the latter.
posing the question.
No, but my whole thing is that there's Asian nationalists, there's white nationalists. Why is there no black nationalism?
But I'm not going that deep though, Caleb.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
My daughter.
That's the argument against dating outside your race. Is
my
that
daughter,
we can never
right?
establish black nationalism as long as we have these inner niggas like y'all mixing.
We
kill each other. Check this out. My daughter's 17. My daughter's 17. She's getting ready to go to college, and she's getting ready to date. Now, over these last 2 years or whatnot, we've allowed her to quote unquote have go to the movies with a boy, right? Twice. Both of them are Mexican. Now, did it bother me? Yes. Do I want her? But then I'm like, why? Because I know these cats out here, these little young dudes out here, I wouldn't want her around these little young black dudes out here either, because they're acting wild. But in the same thing, is it, like you said, is it my community? Is it my ethnicity? Should I be pro-black, say only date black people? But we live in a melting pot community. And that is the thing. Like, I think at the end of the day, you can be pro-black, like myself, because I'm a hunter. My mama's black, my sister's black. You dig what I'm saying? Like, if it all goes down, I know what card I'm rolling with. But at the end of the day, love is love, and love is a vibration, and that sees no color. So the cool thing for me being in a multicultural relationship was that it allowed me to show this person how we get down in our life. And then what she was able to do was turn around and go to her community and maybe, hey, they're not like what the TV says, because that's how I see it.
And for me, I would say me and my wife have been married for about 7 years.
Black or white? What's your wife?
My wife is Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
And
wow, this is me
and my wife have known each other since we were 12 years old. So she has held me down more than even, I would say, relatives have held me down. When I didn't have a place to sleep, she held me down. And so for me, like how you said, love has no color. Because at the end of the day, for me, when it all goes down, if the white man wants to take over, they're gonna go, yo, Jaquette, you a minority, and your wife's still a minority. Don't matter the color that you are, at the end of the day, y'all both minorities. So therefore, for me, I have shown my wife my culture, and she has shown me her culture. And in return, that does not take away from my 3-year-old and my 2-year-old from being mixed, that they're not black, because they're still black. They also are Latin at the same time. And then when I dig into my heritage, my last name is Suarez. So therefore,
you're Mexican.
My bad. I mean,
did I say that out loud? Did I say that out loud?
There's a lot of other nationalities within the Hispanic culture.
Yes,
that nigga say went to it.
So I'm already
complex.
It's already complex for the boy over here, but I don't think love has a color. And I think sometimes my wife, I can see my wife, like she represents for the culture even harder than what I would represent for the culture. So just because she's not black, she can't represent black people?
That's the whole point, is that everybody's trying to represent black people, but black people ain't trying to represent black people. And that's what I was talking about with black nationalism, is that we don't have a unified goal as black people. Niggas is for themselves.
We're too divided. You know the ADOS movement, right? You guys are familiar with that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so that right there, I like the idea, because that movement wants to get the reparations for black people. 100% descendants of slaves in America, right?
Thank you.
Boom. That's dope. I'm 100 behind that, because if it does happen, I won't get it because my parents wasn't born here. Blah blah blah.
Now,
but I'm behind. No. But I'm behind that. The issue is, even within that organization, there is a divide because they do want to separate. You think what I'm saying? They ain't ready to get with the Pan-Africanism people.
Quick question.
They're not down to get with the other so-called black organizations that are established. There is a divide within our own. Everybody want to still do their own thing. And because look, at the end of the day, who don't believe that Farrakhan does say some good shit? But, you know, we're not all on the Farrakhan shit right now. We don't have anybody. There's no Martin Luther King. That's all we have. We have a Farrakhan. Farrakhan is 100% for black people.
I'm expressing that black nationalist again. Black nationalism.
So, for me personally, I'm more of a Garveyite. I believe that because of our history in America, we're basically going to have to always ask our oppressors for the rights that we deserve. Under the Constitution, we're still 3/4 a man. We were granted liberty in America, not freedom. So we have liberty or access to freedom. We don't actually have freedom in America. And this is why when we go get incarcerated, we get 10 times more than Brandon, because he has freedom in America. We have liberty. And this is what we're talking about with words, and how words have so much meaning. That one word changes the whole dynamic of our stance in America. So what I was saying was that if black people, I believe the teachings of Marcus Garvey, and he's saying that we need to be Pan-African, and we need to basically go back to Africa. Now, my only argument with that is that, do you really believe that 10 million slaves came over from Africa on wooden ships to America?
Yes.
No.
10 million.
What are we comparing it to?
I don't believe that they can bring 10 million slaves on ships in 2020 right now. So how do you think they did that shit back then, bro? They're lying to you about the slave trade. The whole history of slavery.
Pause. They said, wait a minute. Your numbers might be off. Your numbers might be off, because they said
10 million on slave ships.
No, they say when they released the slaves from slavery, it was 5 million.
No, hey, wait.
So we got to do the numbers right.
Wait, when we talk about
I don't see what we're trying to see.
Wait, hey, listen. When y'all talk about the slaves that came over on the boat, on everything I love, fam, the American people that are the settlers, whoever got the damn slaves, they only bring over so many slaves, but they bring women. And when they bring women, those were breeding hounds for more slaves. That's why we got so many damn slaves in America. So I believe they all came over on the boat, because once they got here, they started making them fucking have babies, and that was free slavery for hundreds of years.
So are you familiar with the Plymouth Rock? Because Plymouth Rock is not a destination. Plymouth Rock was a ship that landed in Jamestown, Virginia. So you don't believe fucking, what was that, Pocahontas, bro? Go do your own research, and don't believe what you're seeing in the Disney movie.
Interracial relationships.
What the hell that have to do with
it? Propaganda is real.
What I was getting to, Caleb, was this. Look, so if you're talking about biracial relationships, for one, you got to think about what we all are right now. We are all Black Americans. We are African American. We are the only American race. So that's why over here in America, every race you see tries to be black because everybody wants to be American, and the only American is the black person. So when it comes to biracial,
Okay, but I want to point something out. I want to point something out to you. Like every other race in America, Latino America, they have Latin cultures where they can go back and be a part of. The African American is disenfranchised from Africa. So why are we associating with Africa as if we're African? Exactly. So we need to take
this is our background.
So we need to take the African out of the African American because that disassociates us with America, and we're disenfranchised from Africa.
Bingo.
Yeah.
But other countries, I got friends from other countries, and my friends from other countries don't go, "You're African American." They just say, "Oh, you're American."
Look, when you go to other countries and apply for a job, on the application it would say, "Are you German or not German?" If you're in Canada, the application would say, "Are you Canadian or non-Canadian?" That's two boxes. That's two boxes. Here in America, you got
America, we want to separate
this. Are you this? Are you this?
But the only one that says American is African.
And always remember, places were industrialized on the backs of slaves and not immigrants, because we've never encountered an immigrant that wanted to go to another country for a worse life. So that's why I think a lot of people get slaves and immigrants. They get
the
those
slaves were sold a dream to come over here for a better life, which they did. That's how come we are African American, because we built America. And like I said,
I know. So we're saying the same thing, brother.
Huh?
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah, you are.
But like I said, when they bring those slaves were fucking and making babies. And that's what made them American, nigga, a full-blown American.
But do you not know it was over 500 tribes of Indians wiped out from America? The Indians were called Aborigines because they're calling them copper-colored people. The Aborigines or the Indians were black people in America.
I'm finna say copper-colored. They sound like some niggas.
Them some niggas.
Aborigines, yeah.
For over 500
niggas in Australia.
For over 500 tribes of niggas in America is eradicated. But then we don't say that. So do some of us come from Africa? But a large portion of us
was already here.
Descendants from Aborigines or Indian groups that are been decimated by fucking America.
You know what's interesting is like the history, just like of our culture and race. Yeah. It's always interesting to talk about, right? And everybody always have their own facts, and those facts generally integrate to where it comes to, okay, we all agree. But let's talk about present day and how we don't get along. Because the education is always going to be there. But what about moving forward, being more forward thinking? The education is always going to be there. Blacks always going to talk about slavery. Everybody going to come up with their own facts. Let's start now, though. Talk about.
I think, look, man. Me, no disrespect to everybody on the show and whoever will be listening, but honestly, what we're talking about is not for us. It is for our kids. Like, if you really want to make this shit pop and shit, you got to invest in the kids. Because why are you going to waste your time talking to some 30-year-old that's, you know what I'm saying? We done.
In their ways.
We got to invest in these
kids. The youth, bruh.
So first steps first, you guys need to pay your kids for the grades that they bring home. $5 for an A, $4 for a B, $3 for a C, $2 for a D. We don't give out anything for an F. It might take you like $40, $60. I'm in debt. But long story short, you teach your kids, that's your job. You go to school. So you want to get paid for that shit. And this is what I'm telling you, man. If we invest in our kids like that and we do some group funding thing where we all put money into a pot and we learn to do group funding, group economics, excuse me. We got to get back to the thing, like, for instance, these Mexican cats be doing great things at my job when it was happening. They all put in $40, $50 or whatever, and then one person gets to borrow that money for the month and the week, and then what happens is they were doing some shit around each other where they were all money into a pot. And then, you know what I'm saying, if you short on money, you got money because we all kicking in. It's not me letting you borrow money. We're all investing into the same thing. Now, that's the shit that we as a communities need to learn to trust each other. Brothers don't trust each other. And if we're part of why if the angels can do it, why can't we do it? If me, you, 4, 6 of us here, and we're talking every week, we should be able to kick in $20, and in 6 months we should take that money and go invest it and buy some stocks and bonds or pay these kids in Bitcoins. Come on, man.
I believe, man, the hardest part of everything, and I have seen, is with what I do and trying to help out men, is just really, you don't get a lot of guys doing what you guys are doing right now. Like, you can't get, you know how hard it is to get 4 or 5 guys to come on one accord to do something. And I think that's where the culture is lacking. Everybody think I got to do it on my own. I got to do it on my own. Like, for me as a parent, when I'm teaching my son and my daughter, is ownership. Like, ownership at a young age. You're 3 years old. And like how you said, every Sunday, me, my wife, we call them Domingos. We give our kids money. At 3, here's your money. My daughter does something, she puts a hole in the wall or something like that. Hey, give me your money.
Take it back.
Take it back. Wait. Why are you taking my money? You put in a hole in my wall.
Accountability.
Your pocket. Yeah. So she knows, okay, I can't just act out, because, you know, at the end of the day, we're still minorities. So with us being that minority, they're going to look at us different. Like, I teach my daughter, she has super curly hair. Hey, you gonna go to school? People aren't going to like you based upon your skin color, the texture of your hair, how you dress, and stuff like that. You don't change who you are. Give her ownership of, this is who you are. Ownership. And for a lot of times, we don't take pride in that ownership, and we don't come together. Like how you said, I learned that from the Hispanic community. I didn't learn that from my community. It was when I was with my wife, and I was like, dang, they do things a lot different than.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing about dating outside your race. You get to see how other cats get down.
And you're like, hey,
wow, it's wild.
Let me add that to my culture.
I got one question, Jacquette, in reference to your daughter. So, because my daughter's mixed. My daughter's mixed with black and white. So now Kenya, I named her Kenya because it's a country in Africa. Just to mess with the white folks. I'm joking. It's a joke. So when it comes to your daughter, you prepare her for the world, and that consciousness, like the optics of it, right? Like, hey, you know, baby girl, this is how people are gonna look at you. How was she receptive to it? And before you answer that, I had a conversation with my daughter 3 years ago prior to her coming to live with me, right? So now the whole paradigm has shifted. So prior to her coming to live with me, she really didn't understand the race, this, that, and the third. But now, since she lives in a primarily black world, she's assimilated a lot more to the black culture. So back to my original question, how did your daughter assimilate, or how was she receptive to preparing her for the world at such a young age?
I'll talk afterwards.
Keep in mind, she's 3. So,
my daughter's 17, so let me.
Okay, I thought she was older, Jacquette. I'm sorry,
bro. I know,
look, man. Look. Man.
No, but to answer the question though, she's 3. But
how are you gonna prepare her then?
She still picks up on it. When we went to we went to like Kohl's or something like that, right? And her and my wife, we all went into Kohl's, and she was getting dirty looks at like 3, and she picked up on it and is like, oh, I look different, Hyundai, you know. And then I go back and be like, yes, you are different, but for a lot of times we shame us being different. We are the culture. White people want to be us. People want to be us. They take it. So I'm teaching her, like, don't be ashamed of you being different, because you're different. You are still royalty at the end of the day. So she picks up on it. So yeah, but I'm embedded in, I'm putting it inside of her now.
Now,
But then when she goes and she becomes older, she's already aware of what she's going to go through.
I think honestly,
how he's doing it, how he's did it is exactly how I did it. And so, speaking about now how she was 15 and being confronted with some kind of racial stuff at school, it came to the point where obviously if she had to say, his dad come through and I'll come through and chop down some doors. But we gave her enough confidence within herself
to hold her own.
Within, you know what I'm saying, believing within herself that she was able to confront the teacher and the classmates on issues and back them all down. And she knew when and when not to pull the black card out. You know what I'm saying? That's the great thing about being a mix. You know what I'm saying? You can get crazy when you need to. You gotta, you know, how you move is how you move. And then boom. So
it depends on where you live though, because I think in today's, especially in the Inland Empire area, that's the new wave. Like,
everybody
it's a gang of mixed kids out here. It's majority mixed kids. Like, that's gonna be the new next generation. The black race,
norm,
as far
bro.
as being pure.
They talk about Caucasians.
We about to be out of here, man. We about to be out of here.
No, so they're part of us. That's not true, Ronnie. They're still us. My daughter, like,
I'm talking about pure. I'm talking about purebred. The purebred, like.
Have you done 23andMe? You're not purebred. If you're a black American,
you're not pure.
You did a 23andMe. They'll find out if you're mostly 60% Caucasian or 90%.
Man, I ain't believing that bullshit, man.
Oh, for real.
That bullshit, nigga. Come on, man. Believing that bullshit.
You know, Master was in the ass. You know, he was. He was all in
that bullshit, my nigga.
Why is my last name Dixon? Do I look like a Dixon to you?
Miss me.
Wait,
do I look like a Dixon?
From listening to everybody that got biracial kids, my daughter's Italian, black, and French. Because I'm French, Mexican,
you got
black.
3? How do you get 3 of them in one?
Because I'm French, Canadian, Mexican, and black. Myself. And my girl is Italian. So my thing is, from all y'all stories, everybody's basically saying from biracial relationships that helps our our culture as black people to adapt to getting us to come together, because from the first story with the Mexican wife, you learn that they do this and they do that. Now you're putting it into the black culture because your daughter is black and Mexican, so she's gonna either talk to a black guy or whatever, but she still has that black rooting. So we are evolving our culture by doing biracial relationships, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
I
and then it goes back to what Kaylin was saying. Like, we got to come up with the code of what we've got here in America, what we do as black people. What is our code? And our code will be part of this shit, part of that shit, part of this shit. And at the end of the day, yeah, we don't snitch. And then,
can we stop? You know what? Can we stop killing each other first? Can we start living? And maybe that might catapult all of our endeavors. Because last time I checked, you kind of have to be breathing to accomplish goals.
See, but for me personally, we didn't really grow up with big homies. Like,
I was just the same thing, bro. We didn't have no one teaching us.
I was your big homie, nigga. Fuck you, Rob.
We was in the streets, but we did whatever we wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now the youngsters under us is even more detached than we are. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to us to tap into this younger generation.
Look, man, this is what the world told me about you guys' gangs out here. You guys' gangs, there's a gang out here, 2 gangs, walking distance from where I'm at. And this old lady at the job telling me, the reason why the young dudes is loking up is because, and I don't use that terminology, no disrespect, is because the older cats didn't want to hand down the business to them in a way. You dig what I'm saying? Like, for instance, older dudes didn't want to give it up. Meaning, now I got a protege. I'm gonna give him the work, teach him the work, and I'm gonna sit back. They still want to be on the front end, and now they gotta compete and shit. And that's the problem, because you look at other groups of people that do the same thing. You got boom, boom. You got hierarchies. You dig what I'm saying? You want to be, you the young guy, but the old guy was running it, and then he passed it down to you. We don't do that. We still want to be the man. That's why you got dudes my age, 45, 46, still trying to, run the streets. Come on, man.
And that's why I fuck with you, Flex, because day one, bro, when I met you, you was giving me game, and I didn't even know you.
It's your turn. Your turn.
I'm 31. I'll be 32 in August.
31. Okay, so me, I'm soon to be 40. I gotta halfway agree with you that we didn't grow up with big homies. See, I was right on the cusp, because I had a sister who was 10 years older than me. So, 9. So I was able to kind of grow up in the 90s. I grew up kind of fast, maybe seeing stuff that I wasn't supposed to see. But for cats who are almost 10 years younger than me, yeah, I can definitely see where our generation didn't grow up with big homies, because I barely grew up with them.
Yeah, because we was out here bullshitting, man.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of that.
But Mike Flex, if you don't mind me asking, so you're a couple years older than me, I assume. So when I envision, so how old are you?
45, born in 75.
Okay, so I'm soon to be 40. So my big homie will probably be at least 4 to 5 years older than my sister. So I didn't have too many of them. I kind of got the tail end of them, maybe with my uncles, but I was still kind of too young. So I agree with you, Caleb. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because look, man, I'm kind of, this is how the rap game is, LO. I respect more of the cats who brought cats in versus cats who, you know what I'm saying? Cats who co-sign other MCs. Like, and that's the beef I had with like the Ice Cubes, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't put cats on like they're supposed to.
What, the lynch mob? What you mean?
No, man. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, this lynch mob.
But I'm talking about next generation.
Okay,
next generation.
Yeah. And he even said something about it. He said something about it. Pac Div made a song and they wanted to put Ice Cube on it. And he said, "Oh, it's not my job to be holding these little niggas' hands." Something like that, bro.
And that's the problem. That was the problem. And that's the disconnect between the generations. And that was a disconnect between my generation and the generation before me. It was the same fucking thing.
Mike Flex, you graduated with
93?
93. Okay, so the supreme hip hop era. Classic era. See, y'all.
I was able to take drugs on the airplane back then.
Exactly. Oh man, come on now. Look, when I worked at the airport in 98, they didn't have Homeland Security. They had
Huntley. That terrorist shit up the drug game. It was a different time.
Hey, Flex. hey, Mike Flex, and I can just imagine how it was back then. Not
I got stories. I got
stories.
Y'all idiots,
man.
Yeah, man. But that's the problem. Like I said, it boils down to we're not taking the younger generation and listening to them. We have to listen to them first.
I agree.
But I listen to them, and all they saying is, it's all about the money. Get the bag first.
Get that money.
Whoever got the bag that's who they following. So it doesn't matter. You could be the most bitches. Like, look at
that the optics that you're seeing, or is that the cats that you're running into?
Tekashi 6ix9ine basically ran a whole blood gang in New York because he was funding them.
Because he had money.
Yeah, because he had bread.
Like, that scenario shows you exactly where money stands with the youth.
Yeah.
If you got money, if you got the bag, bro, we're going to follow you till the bag ain't there no more.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Follow some. Ain't no big homies no more.
Man, ain't no more big
that
homies.
Part.
Hey, these little niggas.
Best homie right now, because that motherfucker don't talk back and it get you everything you want.
These little niggas don't listen though. These little niggas don't listen.
I'm 1 year older than my little homie or something like that.
Big
Yeah.
homie. Something like that. That's funny.
You know
Niggas don't listen.
what
That's
my uncle.
crazy.
You know what my uncle always told me. My uncle always told me. He said, "Kenny, always carry yourself like somebody watching you. Never forget that. Not that I'm perfect. I don't think I'm better than nobody, but it's just a certain code. I still believe in the please and thank you. Still believe in the eye contact when I talk to a person. Just a certain code. So I was blessed.
Okay.
I'm blessed.
So let's bring this shit back to rap now. And the most current thing in hip hop right now is my brother Sean Combs trying to run some shit. Since we're talking about big homie, Sean Puffy.
Oh, he said
all
something.
Shit. Yeah, he's all on the net right now talking some shit.
He's
About the vote.
He's
He about to
holding
vote.
the black vote hostage. Says it's Joe Biden has officially won the Democratic primary.
Oh, okay.
So 2020 boils down now officially to Trump versus Biden. So, but
We're fucked either way.
We are
fucked.
But he's the big homie.
Right.
He's the big homie, right? Are we gonna run behind him? Are we gonna like, man, fuck that nigga?
Man, fuck Joe Biden and Donald
No,
Trump.
no. I'm talking about Sean.
Caleb.
I'm talking about Combs.
So Diddy said that unless Biden and the Democratic Party makes all type of promises to black people personally, that we're gonna hold the black vote hostage, and black people aren't gonna vote.
That's Puffy speaking for us?
Who the hell is P. Diddy?
He's the big homie. What you talking about? We're looking.
No.
He's 50 years old.
I'm a grown ass man. I can go vote the fuck I want to.
He ain't my big homie.
My big homie.
Caleb, he has a platform.
Hey, he does.
So whatever issues, whatever issues you got, that's the same issues they have about us.
You know what?
These little niggas.
So would you hold your vote hostage if the Democratic Party doesn't pledge anything to black people?
Hey, you got worst of the two evils.
Yeah.
If you hold the black vote hostage, Trump is going to run away with the election.
I like him.
He's funny
as fuck.
He gonna win anyway to me, bro.
You don't think he's gonna win anyway?
He gonna win anyway, bro.
Okay, so my question is,
let me take that back. Let me say something. If Biden has two chances, if Biden adds a female to his vice presidency, and he gets an endorsement from Obama.
He already got that.
No, he didn't. Obama hasn't officially came out and said it himself. No.
What was that shit last week they're talking about?
They're talking. The endorsement has to come straight out of Obama's mouth. When he endorsed Hillary Clinton, he came out and made an announcement and said, "Hey, this is from Obama. I endorse Hillary."
Why the fuck would he do that stupid ass shit?
And he adds a woman onto his vice presidency, then I feel like he has a great chance because a female vice president with the black president co-signing him, he has a good chance.
Caleb,
a woman vice president,
a female and a nigga vote. That's the best for America.
Hey, my question is, if you don't support Trump, right, or whatever the case may be, let's say none of us support Trump, then you still taking that check?
Niggas already took it.
No, I ain't got shit to do.
You got nothing to do with it.
I got shit to do with
That got to do with
anything.
That got everything. My money.
I take it regardless of who's
you taking it.
I deserve that check.
Caleb.
I don't like the guy.
Hold on.
Caleb, in reference to what you're saying, I mean, it doesn't not make sense to me, but there's one pivotal factor that we're forgetting. We still have to wait until this whole COVID-19 runs its course, because if Donald Trump is the victor in all this, that's going to supersede Joe Biden having a a woman ally with him.
With wings.
Which, as far as like the presidential election.
Mm-hmm.
That's
If
true.
he beat COVID and he beat impeachment, he's untouchable.
He's already untouchable. He's already
Get a third
untouchable.
term, my
Teflon
nigga.
Don. That's why I call him Teflon
Might
Don.
get a third
But
term, my
hold on.
nigga.
Nigga Mike Jordan at the presidency.
Hold on, y'all finishing my point though. So my point is that he was smart enough to have something so tragic start right now that's gonna bleed into the next presidential election. If the people believe in this and he actually beats this and we beat this, of course he's gonna win. Of course.
Well,
He's winning anyway.
It's strategic.
He is winning.
Okay,
I
but
can't
I'm
see
adding
him
an extra
losing,
fact,
bro.
though.
Biden ain't.
I'm adding an
I hope
extra
y'all
fact.
niggas is ready for the new world order.
It's already here. It's been
It's
Oh
already
here.
yeah, I
here.
got something.
We've
Yeah,
been
we
in
got.
the world order,
Yeah,
bro.
we got
New
something.
world order.
Okay,
And not no
okay.
bullshit
It's been here.
politics.
What are you
Now,
talking about? You don't know?
He already invoked the Stafford Act, and what the Stafford Act basically does is it basically invokes and puts it supersedes the Constitution. So right now we're technically under martial law right now as we speak, whether he's imposing it or not.
Keep your butt at home.
Under the Stafford Act right now, it supersedes the Constitution.
But you're saying right now we're in martial law?
He invoked the Stafford Act. That's how you get the FEMA money. You have to invoke the Stafford Act to get the FEMA money. So niggas getting $1,200 checks from the FEMA money. You can't do that without invoking the Stafford Act. The Stafford Act.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're saying that all encompasses martial law.
Yes, and that he can deploy the Homeland Security and the
National
Army,
Guard.
National Guard. He can deploy all that on sovereign land anytime he wants.
Why hasn't he done it?
Because the governors of each state are the ones that call it the stay-at-home order. So he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to pull back the curtain and show that he has all the power.
So you said it's discretion. You said it's like discretionary.
Yeah. Oh, you think you still got power, Governor?
Right. But
Okay, I'm gonna let you do something.
Okay.
Because if I go step on your toes, and they gonna know the governor don't got no power. The federal government got the power over everything. Right?
How do you feel about our current governor? How he's governing the state in the mid of coronavirus, as opposed to, well, we have different mayors. So
well,
no, I like him. I like the kid.
I like him too.
We were the second ones to issue the stay-at-home order. It was San Francisco first, and then it was LA second.
You a statistician, huh?
And
I mean,
are you guys aware that with the highest?
Hold on.
I'm in my shit. I'm in my bag. Politics is what I do, man. Politics.
Let's go. Come on.
Man, that's my shit. So I believe that he was above the curve. Now the plan right now is that on May 15th, it's supposed to be lifting 50% of the stay-at-home order, and I think by June 1st. Everything is supposed to go back to all businesses open.
Nationwide?
No, this is in California.
California, okay.
So this is the
But
plan
they can
right
shut
now.
that down anytime, though, right?
Yes.
If more cases come up or niggas start acting stupid or whatever, basically that's what you're saying. Now, Stafford
Have you guys been keeping up with the numbers in our area, like Riverside? We are
no.
Yeah, they just
Riverside
they stopped until June 19th.
No, San Bernardino is higher than Riverside County percentage-wise, because they have like 4,000 cases. We have like 2,000 cases. We have like 90 deaths, and they have like 140 or 150 deaths. So percentage-wise, we're higher, but number-wise, and where Riverside is the second highest besides Los Angeles.
San Diego, bro.
And then no, but I send you the shit, and then it goes down the list of which county versus, and then how much people are dying. And I check up on that shit. So, yeah, man, this shit is in our backyard. That's what I'm saying. It's here.
It is. It is.
Caleb, I got another question. How do you feel about people going to Orange County beaches the past week?
Oh shit.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
2 weeks. Give him 2 weeks. Give him 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Like,
There's some
nigga,
niggas
all
that
that
have
take
it.
is one nigga with the virus, nigga, to affect all those niggas.
And
That
one
part,
minute-
nigga. That part.
We have to conduct some type of human trials. So we're gonna have to let
So
some
they gave
niggas
up
outside and
Atlanta.
see if
So
they die.
they gave up Atlanta. So
They gave up Atlanta, bro.
Is
They're
that
gonna
what
have to
you're
let
saying?
some niggas outside and see if they die.
Okay, but it was a two-part question. So you answered the part about how you feel about. So you said that they had to let people outside. I get it. Okay, cool. But what about the neighboring cities?
I mean, but it's always a county. So when we talk about Riverside, we're talking about Moreno Valley. We're talking about the whole county.
But when I say city, but when I say cities, LA County, Long Beach is LA County.
Yeah.
So if you're in a city like Cypress, that's Orange County, but it's still basically a city over though. But the ordinance has changed. So how do you feel about that?
I feel like that really plays nothing, only with stats and numbers. They want to put the numbers over here with Orange County and not LA County. But the world is the world and people are people. So we need to stop looking at it as
keep your butt at home and we don't have to worry about nothing.
It's
Keep
this
your
much
ass
in
at home.
Riverside and this much in San Bernardino. Nigga, that's a visible line that we driving past. It's this much, nigga.
You said it's closer in proximity. You said it's closer in proximity than what people on the East Coast know.
Exactly.
But the difference is the niggas on the East Coast is getting the test. Us niggas over here on the West Coast, we ain't tested, bro. How many niggas on this chat line right now done got the test?
Are you gonna pay for the test though?
Hell
we don't have to. LA County, we don't have to.
I got
Man, they ain't about to put shit up in me. I ain't testing shit.
So you gonna take it if it's free?
I live in LA.
I ain't taking shit.
I mean, I'm not saying I would
Don't
take
take
all
this
of you yet.
What about the antibiotic? What about the anti?
I ain't taking anti
I
shit.
ain't taking that
What
shit.
about that?
They not about to put shit up in me. Fuck that.
Why? Okay, what about your loved ones? You might not take it, but what about your wife? Or your
That's their choice. That's their choice.
They not taking it either.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk to my brother here with a marriage man. You being in a relationship with a wife and kid, and you might be on your own, like, yes. Damn, that's a hard line when you're talking about the kids and shit, because
well,
you know what I'm saying? You can take liberty. You can take liberty with your own life, but you can't take liberties with somebody.
I used to be in the medical field, so I used to be a EMT. So I kind of know how these vaccines kind of work, where they
talk to me.
Only way you get cured from it, supposedly, is through the vaccine that they pump the disease antibodies in. So for me, I'm not doing it. My wife off the back was like, I ain't doing it. Why? Because I'm not gonna have you pump it in me.
Right. Fuck that.
Inject you with Corona. You want
Fuck
me to
that.
inject you with Corona? Come on.
Fuck that, nigga.
There's no such thing as a cure for a virus.
Can I ask you a question though? How do you?
Your body naturally fights off things.
Right.
So,
but there's no cure.
when I pump something in me. I ain't pumping that.
So I got a question. So people, their whole gripe when it comes to vaccines is they don't like the actual illness being pumped back into them.
Yeah, that don't make sense. That's the math that don't make sense.
Okay.
That don't make sense to me.
Okay, you said it don't make sense, but
yeah,
how do you win a fight if you don't recognize your opponent?
Well,
no. If you never fought before,
is this opponent? No. Is this opponent natural? Is this opponent natural, or is this opponent man-made? Because if it's natural, if it's natural, I believe, everything we can fight it with foods and shit like that. Remember, viruses was introduced to the community when we domesticated cows. That's when when man domesticated cows. That's when we started catching the flu, sickness and shit like that, like the disease from man to animals and shit like that. So that's only been a couple thousand years or 100 years or something like that. So if we're talking about like man-made diseases, that's something else. But if you're talking about natural flus and shit, come on, man. Your mama took care of you.
Wait, how many times have
Put some
niggas
rubbing
had the
shit
flu?
on it, sweat that shit
We're
out.
all
Time
vaccinated,
out.
though.
How many
We're
times
all
niggas had the flu
vaccinated. I don't
and
get
you
the
went to the
logic
doctor
in
and
that.
got a flu shot?
None. Never.
None.
What do they tell you when you got
Let
the
me tell
flu?
you
Go
this.
home and relax and you'll get over this. Because
Nigga.
there's no cure for a virus. Nigga, you
Right.
gotta
All
the
it-
virus.
all
I
it
got the
does is
flu
the
shot
virus is
once.
just making you- give you more.
I did get it.
immune
I did get it. I did get it. This last time. It was like last year or something
The
like
point
that.
of the
When
point
I
of
had my
vac-
headaches.
But
You
the
ain't
point
black.
of vaccines, the point of vaccines is
You
to,
ain't black.
the point of vaccines is to give you more immunity. Now I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Oh, no.
I still haven't
Yeah.
I still haven't given my stance on whether or not I agree with them or not. But this is kind of like
Have you got him? Have you got it? A flu shot?
Never.
No,
Hell no, he ain't got
Exactly.
it.
So
It's not
you
needed.
don't agree. Because if you agreed,
that's
nigga,
not
they
true.
give
You
out
would've
free
got
flu
him.
shots
You would've
all
got
day
You
and
didn't
night.
ask me
If you
why.
agree, you will
You
have
didn't ask
one.
me
You go
why.
with it.
So you do not
CVS
agree.
shot.
You asked me a question. You didn't ask me why.
In the
There's a difference.
in the last 10
Why
years,
haven't I got one?
Why?
I'm not
Why?
educated enough on
Well, you don't need to be. Your doctor said so.
The
Your
doctor
you
says,
go to the
hey,
doctor.
My
The
doctor don't care
says,
about me.
do
My
it,
doctor
get
them.
the
I don't
vaccine,
disagree.
shit like that.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate a little bit.
you know, if you refuse a flu shot, they put it on your health record as a health problem.
Of
And
course.
you know your kids
And when
have
you
to
go
take
for
that shit
insurance,
to go to
when you
school.
go for insurance, there's an
You do know
asterisk
that,
by your
right?
name.
You
Yeah.
do know that. In order
Yeah.
for your kids to go to these schools, they're gonna get all them shit.
Okay, the kids.
You
but
do understand that for
kids.
your child to
I got
go
a daughter
to
in school
school,
now. I
they
don't know.
have to go through those things. And
Well,
believe
the
me,
women
it
vaccinated.
was a conundrum. It was a conundrum because I'm on my shit, but then I had a wife who was educated, and I'm like, okay, well,
What's
you
up,
mom.
Flex?
It's tough.
Yo, hey,
Flex.
hey, hey. It was nice. I think we got to wrap this motherfucker up, though,
Yeah,
y'all.
we do. We do.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Thank everybody for coming in, tuning in. It was good shit, good content.
Appreciate y'all, brothers.
Good
Sorry,
content,
I
good
was late.
content.
Sorry,
You know what I'm
technical
saying?
difficulty.
Hey, we missed a
Hey.
couple topics. We missed a few topics here. I had
Next
a whole
Hey,
list.
next
I
time,
wrote down all your shit.
we gonna be doing this a lot, so we gonna come right back to it. So just we want to tell everybody to tune in to Politic Inform. WordPress, HNS 420. We doing big things out here, so everybody tune into that and get everybody else on the way.
One thing I want to say before we get out of here, next Saturday, IG Live, No Politics Live, IG Live concert. I got about 7 to 10 artists performing, IG Live. We'll do a whole concert next Saturday.
I'm trying to get on.
Bad.
Hey, Jack Ketty,
what time's the party?
I'm ready, baby.
I'm starting at 7.
Oh, Jack Ketty, thank you. Much respect for answering my question, man. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Kay Williams. I'm
Appreciate
on the
y'all.
Politic Forum by way of 420. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Ronnie, for giving me the opportunity. I'm forever
Yes, sir.
grateful. Thank you,
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Rob. And what was my other man, too? Sorry, I forgot his name.
Who Ghost? Me?
Ghost, yeah.
Ghost.
The
Ghost.
Pleasure to meet you, brother. Much respect.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, my man.
Likewise,
For sure.
brother.
For sure, y'all. So we gonna wrap it
next
up
time.
until next time, y'all.
Peace and
All
love.
right. Peace and love, Kings.
Peace.
All right, niggas.